Hey, good evening. I just want to again give another quick YouTube update for Intel 454. I think everything's going well with the forums, and I think just keep it up what you're doing so far. And I'm going to try and get these video updates so that you can add my thoughts onto the forums as well, and you can see me visually adding some thoughts. I think we're good here. The exam, please just get them done. I know we've had trouble getting the books and everything, but for the exam, you shouldn't really need the hard copy books. You should be able to just take it based on the notes and the lessons and the RAND article as well. So please, if there's a problem, let me know. I just want to, again, cover this week's question. If you haven't done the forum, please stop this right now and then do the forum and then watch this. Because you're just going to get my thoughts. I don't want you to copy my thoughts and repeat them back. But the question is, why has Shinrikyo conducted WMD attack and Al-Qaeda has not? Why have they not been able to advance the threshold while Shinrikyo has? And there's several reasons for this. I kind of cite 5 of them. The first is the technical ability. Shinrikyo had massive technical. They had scientists, they had engineers, they had some of the smartest people in Japan as part of their cult. They had access to the best brains in biology, in chemistry, and engineering. Al-Qaeda has not. They have not had the access to that technical ability that Shinrikyo has. That's a big reason why Shinrikyo was able to mass produce sarin in the way they did. The second thing is a permissive environment. Al-Qaeda might have had a permissive environment in Afghanistan prior to 9/11, and they might have had a permissive environment in parts of Yemen right now, but that still is not the most permissive environment. Backwoods of Afghanistan is not the best place to industrially produce advanced toxins, nor is Yemen. In Japan, Shinrikyo had that permissive environment because the Japanese security forces pretty much were asleep at the switch. Sleep at the switch had a very hands-off approach to Shinrikyo. So that's kind of the second main thing. Thirdly, Shinrikyo had the financial resources that Al-Qaeda did not. We know now in the Bin Laden cache, and we've probably known this for a while, that Al-Qaeda has struggled financially. They've struggled financially for years. Bin Laden had money to begin with, and he lost all of it in the various ventures he had since he had access to his father's money, which is why he was a rich man. But he lost that access. And Al-Qaeda was struggling financially to even conduct the most basic plots. So they couldn't even conduct the basic plots, much less a large WMD attack. Shinrikyo, on the other hand, had massive, massive resources that estimates hundreds of millions to up to $1 billion. Cult members were asked to sign over their assets when they joined Shinrikyo. And so that's why the cult had billions of dollars. So they had billions of, or at least millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. So they could invest in the best scientists. They could do trial and error. They could try something, then if it doesn't work out, then try another thing, and try another thing, and try another thing. They could build a robust capability. They can scale up sarin and biological weapons because they had, again, money that Al-Qaeda never did. Fourth, Shinrikyo had that different ideology. There's questions, and there's questions whether Al-Qaeda would want to do a WMD attack. I'm on the camp that they would, but why would you use a WMD attack if you're Al-Qaeda when you're successful at bombs, at 9/11 type attacks? Why go to the level of a WMD attack? However, if you're Shinrikyo and your ideology is messianic, if you think that the world has to be destroyed and cleansed and purified. You're going to seek mass destruction. That's your goal. So pursuit of those aims is important to you, and that's why their ideology is based on that. And Al Qaeda doesn't have that same messianic ideology. They have more political goals. So that's the fourth thing. And fifth, something that doesn't get put in the literature much, is that Al Qaeda had to always overcome distance. So you might be able to acquire WMD, you might be able to produce it, you might be able to mass produce it in Afghanistan where you have sanctuary, but you have to get that WMD, and it's not very easy to transport sarin or biological components. You have to get it from Afghanistan or Yemen to the United States. That is a very difficult proposition. Aum Shinrikyo, because they were able to operate freely in Japan, never had those constraints. So they could build WMD, try it out, trial and error on their farms in Japan, and they never had to worry about loading it on a ship or on an airplane or a cargo vessel. They can just transport it to the actual target. So that's a huge reason why that deters Al Qaeda from doing it, but Aum Shinrikyo can easily use WMD. So that kind of concludes it. I'll try and do these YouTube kind of videos every other week or so, just to get my thoughts and get a visual on me giving it. And one thing I'm also going to include is a short 15-minute documentary on Aum Shinrikyo, so that you guys can kind of see that perspective. So if there's any questions or issues, please let me know, and I look forward to seeing you on the discussion boards.